I am so excited for today's video. It is one that I knew that I wanted to do ever since I started my channel back in July. I am going to be sharing with you my love for the brand Undone Beauty. So this video is going to be less of a tutorial and more of a review. I will be creating this look for you today, so if that is of interest to you, keep on watching. Undone Beauty holds a special place in my heart because I discovered them a number of years ago when they were sold exclusively only on Amazon. I had tried a couple of their products and loved them, and over the years they have grown to be available now in Target, and then as of most recent they are now available in Ulta. And so I thought now more than ever would be the perfect timing to create this video with you because they are available to a wider group of people. I don't have enough products to do a full face. There are a couple products that I did not pick up, in which I will explain why when we get to that, but I do have the majority of the products for a full face. So I'm going to start this video by first sharing with you what those products are, tell you a little bit about them, how much they are, and then we will go into the tutorial review portion of the video. So firstly, let's talk about Undone Beauty. To me, I'm not really one that specifically seeks out a clean beauty brand. In fact, I feel that a lot of them oftentimes, I'm not like their target market. While of course I care about the ingredients and what I'm putting on my skin, on my body, oftentimes clean beauty brands don't offer the colorful makeup that I am most drawn to. However, Undone Beauty is a little bit different because they do offer that. They do offer in their palettes, they've got a lot of neutrals but also pops of color, and then their highlighter is super shimmery and blinding, and I just love them. So while they are a clean beauty brand, their motto is minimalist beauty with major benefits. They are clean, vegan, and cruelty-free. They offer multitasking makeup that's affordable so you can look amazing with less. On their website and social media, they feature unretouched models always. Their products use trusted natural ingredients that are infused in every formula to add skincare benefits with every use. And that's another thing that I really like about them. I'll talk more about that as we go on. So first I'm going to talk about their Unfoundation Glow Tint. So this product is available in 17 shades. It is $14. It claims to provide light coverage with a glowy tint. It is a buildable formula and formulated to leave a dewy, natural finish while also conditioning the skin. It's made with coconut extract that helps evenly hydrate for a non-greasy, dewy glow. Next, I have their Conceal to Reveal 3-in-1 Concealer Palette, of which I've raved about many times already on this channel. Mine is very beaten up. The lid has completely broken off and it is a mess in there, but I love this product. So this is available in 10 shades and retails for $14. It is a 3-in-1 formulation for customizable concealing from sheer to opaque coverage. Mine, you can no longer see the lines, but basically it's divided into three. The top one being sheer, the middle one being middle, and the bottom being the full coverage. It claims to blend with the skin rather than sitting on top for a seamless skin-like finish, in which I have to agree. I will not ever stop raving about this concealer. I love it so much. I'll talk more about it when we get to using it. Next, I have two of their Curator Wet to Dry Eyeshadow Palettes. These both retail for $14. They have a total of 4 different palettes to choose from. These palettes claim to have high pigment color essentials plus pops of color with both matte and shimmer finishes. These can be used both wet or dry, and they also contain natural castor oil for nourishing and conditioning of the eyelids. Another product that I have used on this channel already and I'll be using again today is their Nonzer. This is their highlighting palette. This 4-in-1 highlighting palette retails for $12. The ultra-fine light reflecting pigments create a radiant lit from within glow. This also has 4 separate colors. The top one is a rose quartz tone, the second is a blush tone, the third is a peachy gold, and the bottom is described as an iridescent plum. And the Nonzer can be used as a highlighter, for strobing, for contouring, as eyeshadow, or you can blend all the shades together. And lastly, I have the Lip to Cheek 3-in-1 cream palette. This product is available in 8 different shades and retails for $14. So this is very similar to the concealer in that it is divided into 3, the top being sheer for lips and dewy touches, the middle being medium for lips and cheeks, and the bottom being the most opaque. And this product, just like many of their other products, contains coconut extract for natural, dewy looking glow. One other reason Undone Beauty really stands out to me, again, like I said, I'm not really one that seeks out clean beauty brands. largely, of course, because I said they don't offer the color makeup that I am most drawn to, but also because they're usually somewhat expensive. I mean, even drugstore brands, look at Honest Beauty, a lot of their products are reaching the $20 range. So I think Undone Beauty really stands out because they are clean, they are available in most drugstores, most Targets, now in Ulta, and they are incredibly affordable. I mean, I think the most expensive product that I just mentioned was $14, and to me, I think that's very affordable considering the ingredient profile of a lot of these products, how beautifully they perform, and their availability. I think I've shared everything with you that I wanted to share regarding the products, so let's get into using them. I am not a believer in primer, nor does Undone Beauty sell a primer, so I have already done my skincare for the morning. My skin is prepped and ready for makeup. We are going to go in with the Unfoundation Glow Tint. I have the shade 430 Buttercream Medium Light. This is the same shade that I use for their concealer as well. So I apply this directly to my fingers, as I do with most of my base products. So this product has a little bit of a thicker feel. I'm going to compare it to the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer. That one has got like a really thin, watery consistency. This one is a bit fluffier and feels sort of velvety as you're rubbing it in. It feels nice. I prefer this formula over the ColourPop. So what I will say about this product is I don't find there to be any coverage really at all. I'm actually going to go in with just a little bit more on my forehead here. If you followed me and you know my preferences, I much prefer a tinted moisturizer or a BB cream, CC cream. I'm not really into full coverage foundation, so this type of product would be right up my alley. However, I do wish that this had just a little bit more coverage. When I first used this, I didn't like it for that reason. I was a little bit disappointed. I have okay skin, but I definitely have freckles. I've got dark spots. I've got imperfections in which I would like to have a little bit more coverage just to blur it just a little bit. This does not do that in my opinion. However, what I feel really sets this one apart and what I've really grown to love about it is the finish that it gives my skin. When I apply, again, I'm going to compare it to the ColourPop Tinted Moisturizer. When I put that on my face, I still feel like in the end it looks like I'm wearing makeup. Like it looks like there's like a veil on my skin, if that makes sense. However, when I apply this, it almost has like a soft satin finish on my skin that actually does look a little bit glowy and radiant in the light, even though you can still see my imperfections on my spots. It's just the finish that it gives my skin that I think is so beautiful, and I have really grown to love. Now, I do have ways to work with this to provide a little bit more coverage, one being using their concealer to spot conceal. Another one being going in with a powder foundation to sort of, again, spot conceal and set this in place. I don't know if I want to do that today or if I just want to leave it alone so that you can see how the product looks and performs on its own. What should I do? I'll just leave it for now. We'll decide as we go on. After foundation, I would be doing my eyebrows. However, I've already gone ahead and done them. Undone Beauty does sell a brow product in which I was so very tempted to get. However, looking at swatches, it looks to be a little bit warm for my liking. So I'm going to hold off on getting the Undone Beauty brow pencil until I see a few more reviews, or maybe I'm able to see it in store. I apologize I'm not able to share that one with you today. Let's do eyeshadow next. So regarding these eyeshadow palettes, I have a lot of eyeshadows, and there's just something about the specific formula that is really truly unique in my opinion. It's beautiful to work with. I've never really been impressed with eyeshadows from the drugstore. e.l.f. is an exception. e.l.f. makes really great eyeshadows. They're probably my go-to when it comes to drugstore eyeshadow products. However, these really stand out to me. The formulas are so very soft, and the colors, I mean the colors especially in this one, you don't find colors like this in the drugstore. These greens are incredible, and I find that they perform and show up on the eyes as they do when you swatch them. The only thing that is really missing from these, and if you are like me and you like to do complete eye looks, I think you'll feel the same, they're missing mattes. I always like to go in with a matte shade to build up my crease and to build some dimension in my outer corner, and that's something that I see is definitely missing from both of these palettes. I think we're gonna go in with this colorful one and use this golden shade more so all over the lid. I really love this shade too. It's like a beautiful amber honey. But I think I'm going to use this shade. It's really cool. It's like a yellow greenish duochrome color. It's really unique. I mean, a lot of these colors, especially in this palette, are colors that you don't really see in drugstore products. So I think I'm gonna go in and do something with this shade. Ever since the palettes don't offer the mattes that I'm looking for to build up my eye look to get things going, I am gonna go in with my Makeup Revolution bronzer here and just start by building up my crease. This is of course something you don't have to do. I find that by adding some depth here to my crease, it plays with light and creates dimension. Referring back to my last tutorial, I talked about why I do the things that I do. So if you're interested, check out that video. But I think I've got enough going on here, and I will go in now with the lid shade. So I'm going into the soft palette into this goldish greenish duochrome shade. I do prefer to use my fingers, especially with the shimmers in these palettes. And then I'm just gonna go back in with my crease brush just to blend them together so there's no harsh lines. I'm gonna go ahead and do my mascara now before I finish my eye look, because I always seem to get splotches on my upper lid here, and to clean that up I use eyeshadow. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do my mascara. Undone Beauty does sell a mascara, however I'm very picky, so I did not pick up their mascara. I'm going to go in with my half-caked Totally Tubular Mascara. This is one that I received in my Ipsy bag this month. I've really been enjoying it. Alright, so as you can see, I am an absolute amateur when it comes to applying my mascara. This happens to me
every single time.
It is why I don't finish my eye look before doing my mascara. So while that dries, I'm actually going to do my concealer. If you were to only purchase one product from Undone Beauty, I highly recommend it being their concealer. It's
my favorite.
Honestly, the star product of this entire video. I'm gonna be straightforward and honest. All of these products that I'm sharing with you today are beautiful. They really stand out when it comes to brands that are available in the drugstore. However, they're not my favorite product within that category. You know, these aren't my favorite eyeshadow palettes. This isn't my favorite tinted moisturizer. They're good, they're not my favorite. When it comes to concealer, this is my favorite concealer. So to apply this, I take a foundation brush and I'm just gonna dab it here in the middle. And I'm going to apply it underneath my eyes just to do a little bit of highlighting and concealing. So if you remember, the product description claims that this was something that didn't just sit on your skin. I can't remember exactly how it was worded. It blended in with your skin more seamlessly. I really find that to be true, and I think is why I just love this concealer so much, because I think it's very versatile. I like to use it mostly under my eyes for highlighting and for a little bit of coverage. I also, because I do tend to go for tinted moisturizers and BB cream, something a little bit more lighter coverage, I like to spot conceal with my concealer, and I find that I'm able to do a really good job with this. And like the product claims, it really does blend seamlessly into your skin. I mean, if you are watching me blend this into my skin, it's creamy, and it really is just blending in very nicely. It's not splotchy, it's not caking up in any way. It shears out beautifully. I can build it up if I wanted to. It's just so beautiful to work with. Let's do a little bit of concealing around my nose and on my forehead, just so that you can see how this product can be used. I do got I don't know if this is like a sunspot or a freckle, I don't really know, but it's been there for a while. Let's try to conceal that a little bit. One thing that I really like about this concealer is that it is brightening, and so that I find by applying it in the center of my face, it does add a little bit of brightness and pulls these features of my face forward and everything else back to create a little bit of natural contouring, I guess. So once I feel that it's blended well enough with my foundation brush, I go in with my wet beauty blender here, and I'm just going to pounce a little bit just to blend it in a little more thoroughly. A lot of times I will set this, I will dip my beauty blender into the ColourPop loose setting powder and just pounce that into where I want to set. Just a little bit of powder, not much.
Just a little bit.
Because I do have dry skin, I do want to keep my face looking natural, just a little bit. But I don't have that around me. The only powder that I have here is the Milani Prep Set and Glow, so I'm going to take my foundation brush that I was using and just do a little swizzle. I am going to apply this just a little bit under my eyes here. Okay, I'm going to go back in with the beauty blender and just pounce that in. All Right, and here's where we're at now after applying the Undone Concealer. I have a little bit more coverage going on, and I do feel that my under eyes in the center of my face is a bit brighter. So let's go in and finish the eyes now. So I'm actually going to take an eyeshadow applicator, dip it into that green gold shade again, and I'm just going to run over both of my eyelids just to try to cover up the mascara. And I'm using this instead of my finger because I like the more precise application. Because I already have mascara on, I want to be careful and get as minimal fallout on them as possible, otherwise it'll dull my lashes. Now, what do I want to do to finish things up here? I think I am going to go in with this beautiful honey amber shade that I talked about. I think I'm going to go in with that shade just to deepen the outer corner a little bit. Right, so I just want to show you, I've been applying this shadow dry, and as you can see, it's added a little bit of dimension here on the outer corner, but it's very soft. And I think I'm going to go in and go over this now wet, because I do want a little bit more of a pop, and I also want to show you how different these shadows perform when you use them wet versus dry. Okay, so I have built up that shade on both of my eyelids. I just love that rich honey amber shade. It's so beautiful. It's one that I do like to wear all over my lid. It's probably my favorite shade between the two palettes. But anyway, I built that up, and I think I'm going to go in now and use that very first goldish greenish shade. I'm going to apply that wet to the inner part of my eyelid just to make that shade pop. I'm going to take a dry brush now and just bring that in the inner corner just a little bit more concentrated. The eyeshadow applicator wasn't as precise as I want it to be, so this is just a dry brush and just bringing it more into my inner corner. And lastly, just to make everything seamless, I'm going to go back in with my bronzer, my crease brush, and run that through here just to make sure there's no harsh lines. This is the completed eye look, so I did go in with my Wet n Wild Breakup Proof liquid liner to do a tiny baby wing and just define a little bit on the outer portion of my eye. And then I used my Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in the shade Silky Nude to line my lower waterline just for a little bit of a pop. And let's finish the rest of my face and we'll be finished. So Undone Beauty does sell a bronzer. It's very similar to their Nonzer in that it's divided into two bronzer and contour shades, and then the bottom two are two highlighting shades. I've almost picked it up a couple of times. However, the bronzer shades appear to be very warm, and I much prefer a cool tone bronzer. I feel like that would kind of be the completion to their eyeshadow palettes, because they've got a deeper brown and then more of a mid-tone brown that I think would be perfect for if you are like me and you want something to build up your crease or to add a little bit of definition to your outer corners on your eyelids. So I've almost picked it up a couple times for that reason. Plus the two highlighter shades look beautiful. They're like a beautiful champagne and a champagne gold. Oh, just and the Undone formula, I would love to have it. But at the end of the day, I don't need it, and we can't buy everything that we want, Casey. We just can't. So I have not picked that up yet. I am going to do a little bit of bronzing. I'm going to go in with my Makeup Revolution bronzer. Oh, I forgot to mention, Undone also has what is it called? I think it's their water bronzer. It's a bronzer stick that comes in 3 or 4 shades. However, again, I just feel that in looking at the swatches, it does appear to be more warm toned than I prefer my bronzer to be. But I've heard a lot of people say that they really do enjoy the water bronzer. Okay, let's go in and do a little bit of highlight, and then I'm going to save the cream blush product for last. So I'm going to use my Nonzer. Undone also does have a stick highlight that I so badly want. I'm pretty sure that's probably going to be the next product I purchase from them. I just love stick highlighters, especially I like to go in with a stick highlighter first and then blend that out, and then I like to top it with a powder highlighter because I love highlight and I love layering the highlight to ensure that it lasts all day long. All night long, all night. So first I am going to go in with my Wet n Wild Makeup Stick Highlight in the shade When the Nude Strikes. Of course, this isn't an Undone Beauty product. If I had their stick highlight, that's the product that I would be using. Like I said, we just can't buy everything we want right away. I wish, but we just can't. So I resisted. I've got a tapered blending brush here from Moda Pro. I love this brush for highlighting. I love it. I'm going to run my brush between the two pink shades here. So it's very, very pigmented, which really surprises me. Back to what I said about clean beauty brands not usually offering the level of pigmentation and shimmer and intensity that I want in color makeup products. This is where Undone Beauty, I think, really sets themselves apart. I mean, those eyeshadow shades, those greens, and a lot of those, even that amber gold, that is so beautifully pigmented, so shimmery. It can be built up to be ultra metallic. And then their highlighter here, as you can see as I'm applying it, it's just like, you can apply it and have it be super subtle, or I could really go in and go ham and really have this be blinding. I really like to use their Nonzer palette as eyeshadow toppers also, or to highlight my inner corner. They're just so beaming and beautiful. So highlight, no highlight. Nonzer, no Nonzer.
Camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2. Camera 1, camera 2.
I'm gonna go back in with my foundation brush that I used to blend out the Wet n Wild highlight, and I'm gonna use it to blend in the Nonzer highlight. Actually, I should be using my Jane Iredale flocking sponge. I really actually prefer this, just because I feel like I get a more precise blend. This is dry, and I like to blend in my highlight just so it looks to be a little bit more natural, I guess. I'm kind of debating, should we go in a little bit with the peach gold shade too? Let's just do it. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Because it's highlighter. It's my favorite. Oh yeah. You see that? It's delicious. Let's go in now with the cream blush. This is probably the newest product to me, and not necessarily this specific product. I mean specifically working with cream blushes. I generally prefer to work with powder products when it comes to bronzer and blush. However, cream blushes are all the rage right now. So I'm going to apply it here to the apples of my cheeks, and then I am going to apply it to my lips. I love it on my lips. This is the shade 340 Rosewood. Had a really hard time deciding what shade I wanted. They had so many beautiful peaches and pinks, and I really do enjoy this formula. It is easy to work with, in my opinion, being someone who isn't super familiar with cream blushes, and it does seem to be relatively long lasting. I'm very impressed when I still see it evident on my cheeks even hours later. So I'm dabbing my finger here right in the middle, and I'm just going to apply it here to my apples. So I think that's, what do you think? What do you think? Good? Love it?
Loves it.
I'm going to take a little fluffy brush here, just pounce and blend that out. I do generally bring a little bit of blush up on my nose. Totally up to you if that's something you like to do or not. So for lips, let's stay with the middle and just kind of see how that goes. I don't know that this is my favorite shade on my lips. I think it's a little bit too like warm, orangey warm. I don't know. I don't think it's very flattering on my complexion, but I just want to show you how this sits and looks on the lips. I really actually do like it on the lips. The finish of this product on my lips is almost like a your lips but better type look. It's, you know, it doesn't leave them looking juicy or dewy. It just looks like my lips, but soft and with a little bit of natural flush, natural color. And I really like that this is a lip to cheek type product. Again, if you are someone who just wants something quick on the go, I think this put on your cheeks and on your lips and maybe even a little bit on your eyelids would be a beautiful monochromatic look. And this does dry down. My cheeks aren't sticky anymore. It is comfortable to wear on my lips. Again, I don't know that this would be the color that I would choose on my lips, especially with this particular look. I more so chose my color by what I wanted on my cheeks. But like I said, they've got a bunch of different colors. I am just going to finish the look by applying a little bit of the NYX Matte Finish Setting Spray. Again, not something that you have to do. However, I like to less for like the lasting effect of it and more so because I find that it melts everything together. Right, and that is the completed look using mostly Undone Beauty products. What do you think? Alright guys, so to conclude, I love Undone Beauty. To me, they are a standout clean beauty brand. Not only are they available at Target and now Ulta and on Amazon and on their brand website, but they're very affordable in my opinion. I think they have some really standout products. Their eyeshadow palettes are really beautiful. Again, like I said, especially when looking at eyeshadow products that are available in the drugstore, I really think they set the bar in terms of color and pigmentation, and the formula is so silky and beautiful to work with. They really kill it when it comes to incorporating the basics but also pops of color. While their glow tint isn't my favorite, I really do like the finish that it gives my skin. Like I said, I didn't go in with my powder foundation like I normally would, and this is what my skin looks like. Even though I have some freckles and some marks and some spots, I'm okay with this. I think it looks healthy and dewy. It looks like my skin. I was able to go in with my Holy Grail concealer product and brighten and conceal a little bit more, and which I'm content with. The Nonzer, I love the Nonzer. I love that I'm able to do a subtle highlight, or I can really build it up and create something blinding. It's a product that I find to be multifunctional as a highlight and also as an eyeshadow. I love it as an eyeshadow. I did use it in my last tutorial as an eyeshadow topper, so like I said, go check out that video if you're interested. The Lip to Cheek palette I think is stunning. It's beautiful. While I'm not a huge cream blush wearer, I really do love this product, and I found that I've reached for it many times and will continue to wear it into the summer. I think it's just like a beautiful sun-kissed lush look. Like I said earlier, all of these products, they may not be my favorite within that category. This may not be my favorite foundation, my favorite eyeshadow, whatever, but I still use them often enough to recommend them to you if you're the type of person who likes these types of products. The concealer, however, is my Holy Grail concealer, and of course I'm going to recommend that to you, to everyone, to anyone who will listen to me. Oh, it's just beautiful. Let me know down below, have you heard of Undone Beauty before? Have you tried any of their products? If this is a new brand to you, maybe let me know which products are of most interest to you. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video today. I hope you found it to be helpful. I hope that you hit that subscribe button so you can come back next time. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.